Okay, so I'm freaking out here. There's this circus museum. The first thing I notice is that at one point the fair was promoting some knockoff Power Rangers, which I find that humorous. Then there's this very noisy and crude giraffe, which they're hiding the best feature. Is obviously the wagging tail. But still, this exhibit is pretty incredible. We've got elephant standee on the wall there. And, I mean, this is pretty incredible. We've got a model of the amount of trains, cars, and stuff that Circus would need to get around. I'm going to get to that. Little panda cub. I mean, zebra rider. And then this guy really takes the cake. He kind of resembles OG King Kong, if you ask me. Apparently, Ringling Brothers had a rather edgy ad campaign for their first gorilla. I mean, wow, that's pretty gnarly. Not gonna lie. They made the gorilla look pretty mean. Oh, there's a tiger cub. That's a pretty impressive gorilla. All right, okay, we've got someone playing live piano here, which is great. I mean, there is just an incredible amount of stuff on display here. I can't tell you how many times we've done a carnival for the guys that wear those hats. And Shriner's hat, obviously. The Shriners are very involved with the circus. This stuff looks like almost similar to like a possum belly door or something like that would go on the side of a wagon. P.T. Barnum, obviously. James A. Bailey. Men themselves. A lot of posters, some current, some current and some very, very vintage. There we go. There's a poster for the Shrine Circus. There's one from when Feld took over Barnum and Bailey. It was around the 80s. Royal Hannafords, they were just with us last week. Again, it was another Shrine Temple production. Winter quarters. That's pretty impressive. Another Shrine Circus poster. Even this right here, that's actually part of a ring. Sad clowns. Grandmother had a few of these hanging around their house. Reminds me of it. Now, I grew up in Gibsonton, Florida, which is the circus capital, or not circus, but carnival capital of the U.S., and there's a lot of circus stuff and circus people still hanging around. Gibsonton, obviously, quite a bit of stuff going on. Now, this is obviously our Sideshow. Really doesn't look, you know what, I've seen living human beings bigger than that. strong man, wolf boy, dog face boy. Never heard of him, but these wagons are incredible. I'm wondering if they're the actual, I'm wondering if these are actually genuine. Let's hit this over here. Well, we'll take a look at that guy standing up there, but we've got some very incredible detail here. Obviously, this circus was known as the Maximus Circus. I'm sure that's a bit of artistic liberty here. And they usually put some pretty incredible detail into these models. Train used to be a big part. Oh, there's the cookhouse. You can see that right there. You can see some cooks. That would have been a very important part of circus life. It's definitely an important part of carnival life. And hey, that's not half bad. That's not half bad. Those two guys are moving pretty good. And then this guy's got pretty decent head movement. The paint costumes look excellent. I'm just gonna zoom in on this sign real quick. So you can pause the video if you want to read it. Looks like these mechanical figures are the only one of its kind. I'm gonna say that I thought the Circus Museum at the last spot was good, but wow. Now there you go. Little piece of Florida making its way all the way up here. That would be Circus World, which eventually became Boardwalk and Baseball. Now this is interesting. Obviously this is written in Chinese and Japanese, and then you've got a diagram here explaining what the Japanese letters would have said. Social welfare charity. But yeah, that's Circus World. That definitely gave me a huge nostalgia attack. Circus route. Wow. And then there's the route. Now, here in the carnival we have a term called circus jump. It means something similar to what we just did the last 48 hours, which is bring the show into town and essentially one day build and the next day open. And for the most part we pulled that off. Really interesting setup here. Not sure what this is a model of. Those exhibits are kind of built the correct way, or at least the old-fashioned way. It's a nice elephant. You can tell that that's actually it was made of paper and it was shellacked, and oh, sweet. So okay, that's wow. That would have been great over in the dark ride. That would look right at home at Dark Ride or Halloween Horror Nights. That is legitimately terrifying. Or disturbing, at least. Oh, wow. Tons of pictures. Probably take you an hour. to read everything that's here. I mean, this is huge. They actually have programs from the circuses there for you to kind of take a look at. I mean, this is huge. Another gorilla, and it's Kissimmee, Florida. Legendary Kissimmee, Florida. Nice to find little things to remind me of home out here on the road. Even the windows are just covered in incredible circus and train memorabilia. We've got autographs from Nino, which I've actually seen that clown perform. Got a tame lion here and a really nice speaker, well presented. Now we've got the Crème Loyal Crème straight shows mentioned here. Find a lot of artifacts from straight shows around the New York area. Oh man, another creepy looking clown, shades of Android 17. Now that is cool. I'm sure at one point that was a functional model, but as it stands, it's still a very nice looking CSX, appropriately pulling Royal American shows, which would have been headed down to Gibtown. Now, that is an impressive Ferris wheel, and there is a train spinning the wheel, just cruising along, never going much of anywhere, but having a good time of it. And I want to point out that there are actually people in those cars. Folks, if this wheel was to scale, I would be saying good 500-600 feet. That would make the Orlando Eye look like a toy. There goes the CSX again. Now here's a wheel that's on a slightly more realistic scale. It's actually got very good detail going on. Let's see, these exhibits are from 1982. You can pause the video right here if you want to see that. And I'm going to go through. Some of these rides don't seem like they seem to be working all that well. But they do have a Rocco plane, which is neat. And as you can see, it's got weights in the cars to always keep them upright. But this one seems to be the piece de resistance. We've got a functioning tilt-a-whirl. Now there's a few embellishments here, but what I like about it is that the movements are actually very realistic and the details are incredible. See how close I can get to it. And boy, I would hate to be in a cage like that. It does not look fun at all. I'd say the construction is a little bit different than a regular tilt-a-whirl. It's a little bit higher off the ground, and this would be significantly larger with the path around it. This would be like if Disney built a tilt-a-whirl, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a really nice tilt-a-whirl, and I mean, as far as a model for concept, it's almost Burton-esque. The way the light poles are, the orange lighting kind of gives it that Tim Burton look. Here comes the Express. Yeah, that's about him right there. That's probably the best. That's probably the best, most realistic thing on the. I want to get close to his face there, so you can see The look on his face. Yeah, that's me at work. Definitely. Just had to stand on this old machine here to get that. This is turning into quite a long video. You know what? Hey, it's worth it. That's really neat. That looks like it's authentic. Not sure if that Grand Central Terminal is authentic or not, but there's that massive wheel again. If that was to scale, I'm saying that you'd practically need oxygen in the cars. How you doing? Now here we've got a Circus with a couple of rides. And hey, that ice cream truck, that humor truck, I used to have that when I was a kid. Maybe it's the same one. Not likely. Now I did want to hit this real quick. This is going to be the highlight. They are wild animals. They've not been fed today, so keep your hands at your sides at all times. Yes, don't spook the seal. Now, I think these might have been legit because this actually looks like it was built heavy duty. And, I mean, this looks like the kind of thing that would get built. I mean, it looks old-fashioned here. We got a bear. Gosh, that might even be a taxidermied bear. I'm not sure. No, that hair is fake. That's definitely a fake bear. So far, no animals have been harmed in the making of this exhibit. Lone little gorilla cub. And haha. How are you? I could see that legitimately scaring somebody or a small child that just walked around the corner unsuspecting. But I think we're gonna finish right here with this little act that I glossed over. Half of a circus ring with a sort of an act going on. The ringmaster. That kid would probably be the kid of one of the owners of the circus. And he's just been taught a trick to come out and do, or one of the performers. There's actually a lot of kids out here on the carnival as well. Well, I'm going to finish my video on that, and I hope that you've had a good time, because I certainly have. And have a nice day.